Okay, today is day 31, right? Day 31. So, what we thought to discuss from today, we thought to discuss the rise of objects. For the next 6 to 7 days, we will only discuss about the rise of W's. Okay, rise of W's examples. We will also discuss. We will also try to write the functional documents, functional specifications for each of these rise of objects. We will take one or two examples in one of the rise of objects like reports. Rise of means R is nothing but report, I is nothing but interfaces, correct? C is nothing but conversions. We are not going to cover conversions because conversions nowadays we are not much using the conversions part, so we are not going to use the conversion examples. And E is what? Enhancements. Next, F is what? Forms. Forms, correct? Next, W is workflow. Workflows. We will see the theory part of workflow. We are not going to see any practical of workflow. We are not going to neither write an FD. We'll try to do that, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, but reports, interfaces, enhancements, forms. We are going to take one example, a real-time example, and we will write the FS for that example. Okay. Now, this nowadays, like even if you go for interviews, however, how much strong you are in the standard configuration, everything, definitely they will ask if you are showing some experience. Definitely they will ask the questions on the rise of objects. Okay, so they will simply ask what are the rise of objects you had worked. If you tell like I have worked on reports or interfaces, then they'll ask examples. What are the examples that can you give some example? Can you give some real-time reports, Z reports that you have worked? Okay. So in that case, we should able to explain them what we have worked so that whatever we discuss in this class, it will be very much useful for you. Okay. Now, first of all, the basic understanding of this rise of objects. RICEFs, not RICEF, they are RICEF Ws. Okay. So RICEF Ws, in order to understand or to write a FS functional document for the RICEF Ws, you must understand or you must know what, right? You must know tables and its fields. Okay. First of all, you must understand what is meant by table, what is meant by field, right? And how to make use of those tables and fields while writing the FS functional specification. So first, in the today's class, what we will see what is meant by a table first of all, correct, and what is meant by field, how in SAP the data is stored in a tables, and in which field which data is stored, how to check that, right? How to cross verify. So all these things we are going to see today our module plant maintenance. Not only for plant maintenance, any module you take in SAP, so everything will be stored in a tables and fields, and whoever the consultant, either it can be PP or PM, SD, MM, whoever, if he want to write a FS for any of the rise of object, he must and should know the corresponding tables and fields. If you do, anyway, Google is there for us. That's secondary, but basic understanding, basic approach should be there. If there is no basic approach, what to do if you don't know, then you cannot proceed further. If you know what to do, where to check, how to check, then Google will help us anyway. That is anyway the source is there, right? So first we will understand what is meant by tables and what is meant by fields. Okay. So let me go to SAP. Just a second, na? I'm getting on phone call. Okay. So let's open SAP. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, what we were discussing, yeah, we discussing that. First, we will see what are the tables and what are the fields and how to check that all these things, right? So, the T code to check the table is SC11. Very, very important. Even though if you are a function consultant, that doesn't matter. You must know all these T codes. Okay. So SC11. What is SC11? This is a T code to check the table. Okay. And its fields. Okay. Very, very important. Right. So I went to SC11. Here it shows ABAP dictionary, initial screen, database table. So which table I want to check now? So let's say you are a fresher or you doesn't know which table you want to check and you are in a blank situation like you couldn't understand what to check, right? So for the plant maintenance there are tables, there are standard tables, so you might get it at how I would know that what are all the tables related to plant maintenance that comes on uh, how that comes on experience, or else if you have such doubt and you want to check, so let's simply go to IW32, take any order, take any of the order, place the cursor on the order number, click on F1, okay, click on F1, and if you see here, click on technical information, okay. If you click on technical information, you will see that you will find the table name and you will find the field name, correct? But one thing you must remember is this is a structure. If the table category is a structure, then there might be chances you may not, this table may not exist. Okay, this table may not exist or may exist. That what to say? That is dependent. We cannot have a guarantee that this table, if it is structured, does not exist or it exists. But still, since it is showing the table name, so nothing wrong in checking, right? So copy the table name, paste the table name here, click on display. Okay, yeah. So it is there. This table is there. So if you see here clearly, what is that it is showing here? My maintenance order number will be stored always in Offner. Very, very important. After is my maintenance order number and the table in which it is stored is CAU FVD. Okay. So now I went to this table CAU FVD, right? And here if you see Offner is what? Order number, yes. Next, in this table, what is getting stored? Again, works. Plant is getting stored. So always works means plant. Wherever you go in the world, in SAP terms, while you write a logic, you will not write it as a plant. You will write it as works. Okay, works. And MRP controller for the order is DISPO. Dispo is the field name. Production supervisor. FEVOR is the field name. See, all these fields, do you want to remember? No, not mandatory. There is not mandatory, no mandatory that you must should remember all these fields, but basic field names like Offner, you must remember Offner. Order number is known as Offner. Works, yes, you definitely must remember this because you it must be in your fingertips, right? So works is plant, and if you see here, task list type PLN TY. This is also very frequently you will use all these fields, so you must remember. Material number. Material number. What is that? Material number. PLNBZ is the material number. Group counter. PLNAL. Like this. See, this single table is storing how many fields? See, it is handling around I think 472. Huh? In one single table, you have 472 fields. Okay, like this. If you go to another table, what is another table? EIF IH. Okay, enter. What is this AFIH? Maintenance order header table. Correct? In this, what is there? In this, you have priority type, priority, equipment number, assembly. What are all available in the maintenance order header? What is available in the maintenance order header? If I show you this one, header data, right? This data, this screen. This screen details will be stored in which table? AFIH. Okay. Same way, if you go to AUFK, enter. What is this? Order master data. Correct? Order master data table. This is AUFK. If you go to AFKO, I'll show you. The reason I am entering all the tables is I just want to show you. So AFKO is some more related to the PP order, so no need to worry. AFVC. AFVC is what? Operation within an order. Like this is the reason which why you need to go to SC11 is you want to check what is my field, what is in which table my field is getting stored, right? And you want to check the data type, data element, length of that field. So for that purpose, we will use it is a kind of what? Dictionary. It is a kind of dictionary. So we will not frequently, we will sometimes use this SC11, but there is one more T code that is SC16N. Very, very, very important T code. SC16N. So what is SC16N? In SC16N, you can test. You can test whether the values which you have is coming in these tables or not. So I'll take simple one. I'll take one example and I'll show you. Here, if you see here, what is my maintenance order number? Let's pick a random maintenance order number. What is that? 821338 is my maintenance order number. Right? In this maintenance order number, I want to know, I want to know, let's say, the operation. How? Not in the front end. Front end means what? Not in this IW32. I want to fetch that particular value in the backend. Why I want to fetch that particular value in the backend? If you could able to fetch that value using the tables, then you simply you can it will be very easy for you to write the logic also, right? Without knowing how to fetch the values in the backend using tables, you cannot write a logic in an FS. Why to write a logic? Because whatever your logic you write, right, like to join the tables, that logic ABAP team will write in SC38. See, any doubts you get, please ask me. Yeah, because this is very, all these days, whatever you have learned is one thing. The next 7 days, whatever you learn is one thing because it contributes a lot for your job interviews. Okay. So, what is SC38? In SC38, this is the T code where ABAP team will write a logic for whatever the RICEF object in the program. In which program they will write a logic, even you might get a doubt. In which program they will write. Again, if I click on F1, if I go to the technical settings, see my program is what? This one. This is the program, correct? SAP COIH. How I got? Whichever screen you are in. So just click on F1, go to the technical settings, technical documentation. There you will find the program name. Okay, enter this program name here. Click on display. Okay, see, this is the program, right? This is the program. In this program, they'll write the logic. Okay, we'll also see what is how to write how they'll write logic in which include what is the function mode, all these things in the coming days, right? So this is where they will write the logic. Okay, so let's not go into that mode now. So first we will understand in our order, this order, I want to check the operation in the backend. That is my main requirement, or the main goal for next 1 minute. So first, which table I will go? I will go to AFIH, correct? AFIH. What is this AFIH? Maintenance order header, right? So enter the operation number, sorry, order number, and click on execute. So what you got here? You got order number, you got order type, equipment, location measurement, planning plant, planner group, object, all these things you got. Okay. Now, what is our main requirement? Our main requirement is to get the operation text, operation description for this order number. So did you find this here? No. Okay, let it be. Now go to SC16N again. Open another transaction, another screen. Uh, let's check. You don't know, let's say you don't know the table for operation. So what you will do again? Simple. Click on F1. Go to the technical documentation. It is showing here as what? AF VGD. Yeah. Okay. AF VGD. Okay. Let's go to this SC16N. Enter as AF VGD. Ah. You see, I told you, right? Sometimes the structure might show or might not show in SC16N. So it didn't show. So what to do? At the time, you will take the help of Google, right? At the time, you will take the help of Google and you will enter the. Just I will also show you how to search. How to search table for operation in maintenance order in SAP PM. You will search like this. Operation, order operation item, maintenance order. Okay, it is showing something here. So you click on this like this. See, even this guy got this dot. He wants to check the operation item number, maintenance work center, activity type involved in a particular operation. I have tried AFPO, AFKO, AFK tables, but I couldn't find what to do. Then someone replied saying that pass order and operation in table A. They have told this. Okay. Now we need to we will read this and we will search this like this accordingly. How to search like this? Why it is showing a full screen? 1 second. It is showing full screen now. 1 second. Okay, I don't think why. 1 second. Phoenix. Okay. Okay. So SU16N. So we go to AFK. Enter this. Correct. Execute. Right. This is the maintenance order description, not the operation description. Right. So in this table, order master data, search for the field AUFPL. It's not there. Huh? Fine, it's not there. Okay. So we'll go back to Google. See, if I want, I can directly show that. But the reason I'm going back to Google and seeing is if you are in a position to write any FD, so you must also understand how to check in Google, right? So that is the reason we are following this Google and we are writing that. Okay. So what he is saying, pass order into AFKO and get AFPL. Pass AFPL plus operation into AFVC and get the details you are saying. Okay. So now We will do the same thing. Okay. So we will go to which table? We will go to AFKO. Correct? Order. We'll give it order. Enter. Right? Here, what you need to get? AUF, AUF, PL. This one you got. Fine. This one we got. This number we got. Right? So copy that number. Next, go to where? AFVC. Operation within an order. This is, you see here, AFPL, which we got from AFK. So there you enter that value. Click on exit. See, here you got the control key and operation short text. So what is the how we join the tables? Let's write in an Excel sheet, right? So my simple requirement is what? Operation operation short text for a maintenance order. This is my, let's say, my small work. See, while writing an FD, you will first of all break that FD into small requirements. The entire requirement you will break into parts, and then you will start writing, and then you will join small logics, and that will become finally a lengthy one and a complex one. Okay, so for writing an FD, even we will the client also will give sufficient time. Okay, no one expects that you to write an FD within next 1 hour. You can also write an FD within 1 hour, but that comes on the experience and the knowledge. Okay, but on the starting stage, you will take time. You will take at least 3 to 4 hours or 5 hours to write one simple FD. That's fine, but because everything comes on learning only, so no problem in that, right? So now here fetch operation shortage for the maintenance order. How to fetch that? I'm going to write one simple logic here, or a join table join. What? Pass order number. What is order number? By the time you know AFNR in table, or you can write like this, or in field. Which field you have passed first AFNR? We have passed in AFKO, correct? Correct. AFKO we have passed, right? So write that same in field AFKO AUFNR. Why I am writing like AFKO dash AUFNR? Wherever, whenever you write a logic in SAP, right? In any company you go, first of all, you must write the table, in which table you are going to pass and in which field you are going to pass. So, in which table we are going to pass AFKO, in which field AFNR, right? So, that is the reason I wrote like this. And after passing this, what you are going to fetch from this? And fetch the value of AUFNR, sorry, AFKO, AUFPL, correct? Correct or not? See, you have passed this and you are going to take which value? Click on details. You are going to take which value? AFPL, correct? So that is the same I wrote here. And fetch the value of AFPL. After that, what you are going to do? Now, pass AUFPL in field AFVC, AUFPL, correct? So in both of the tables, AFVC and in both AFKO and in AFVC, what is a common field? By this time you might understood. AFPL is a common field, correct? AFPL is a common. In both of these tables, which is a common field? AFPL, right? So these two tables are joined using this single common field. Agree? So these two tables are joined using one single field, that is AUFPL, right? So this is how you will join the tables. Some keep on saying join table. Even if you find in internet, they'll give join tables using this field, join tables using a common field. So what is meant by joining of tables? Joining of tables means you must find one single common field among two tables. So that will join and will fetch the all the values. So here now pass AFPL in field AFVC AFPL and get the value of what? AFVC. We want operation short text, no? So what is that here? AFVC. We'll go to AFVC. This one, enter the AFPL, execute. This one, execute. This one, what is that value? What is the test purpose, sir? Test purpose. What is that? LTXA1, right? And get the value of LTXA1. Also, if you see here, there are many more values that you can fetch. What is that? You can fetch the operation act number, control key. Object ID is nothing but work center. I will show you what is why work center is showing like this. I will show you this. Okay. You can find the plant operation short text. So whatever is there in that operation, right? So everything you can see activity type also you got, correct? So everything you got here. So now I want to know, I want to know what is the work center in this? What is the work center? So how to fetch the work center using the tables again? So you know this, you know very well that work center lies where in the operation, correct? See, if I go here to an order, click on operations, work center lies where in the this screen. So this screen, if you are able to get this in that table, definitely you can also able to get these values, right? That is blindly common sense. So if you are able to get this value in AFVC, then all these details, whatever is there in this screen, every detail will come in AFVC. That is, anyone will tell that. So now we'll go to AFVC only. For the same order, click on details. It is it will show the work center here. Where see, control key up next to control key. If you see in the front end also, correct? If you see in the front end also, next to the control key, I mean next in the sense left side of the control key, what is there? This work center is there, correct? So even in this, after this control key, it is showing one object ID. So this object ID, take this value. Okay, take this value of object ID. Okay, go to which table? Work center table you must go. What is a work center table? CRHD. Okay, CRHD is a work center table. Here, you just give that object ID. Okay, so what is the common field for CRHD and AFVC? Object ID. Click on and execute. If you click on execute, you will find here ARBPL. Okay, ARBPL is the work center, field for work center. What is my work center now? PM underscore mech. So, what is the logic I can write here? What is the work center means? Get the value of, correct? Get the value of AFVC OBJ OBJID, correct? And pass this in CRHD OBJID and get the value of field CRHD ARBPL. Agree? What is this that value? That value was what? In bracket I'll write PM underscore mech, right? So now, like this, see, with using one order number, you have fetched the work center also, correct? How many tables you used in this process? I'll write here AFVC CRHD, correct? What is the common field among these two? OBJID, OBJID, right? These are the two tables you were able to join with your logic of using a one common field, that is OBJID, right? So like this, you slowly you will develop how to write or how to join the tables and all. Now you might get a doubt why I am writing all these things, right? So let's say there is a requirement. There is a requirement for a RICEF object, SD report. Client asked you to build SD report. Okay. What report he asked you to build? Let's take one example. He need a report for capacity. He need a report for work center, order, correct? Capacity and the equipment, correct? And duration also. This is a report he need. What is the report? They want to see a report for which order, on which equipment, also on for which functional location. Okay, for which functional location. What is the work center that is being used, and what is the duration of that order, and what is the capacity of that work center. This is the report they want. So if you want to write if you want to write a FD for this report, first of all, in some point you must able to you must write this logic definitely, because using the order number I want to fetch the work center, no, because that is needed, no, in this report output. So let's take the let's put the layout of this report output. Okay, this is order number. This is the report it should look like in SAP. Order number, work center, equipment. Okay, duration of the order, right? Capacity of work center, right? Capacity of work center. Next, that should be fine, no? Oh, function location. Flock also we will write. Okay. So this is my report. It should look like this whenever they execute. My report should look like this in SAP. So if they want to, this is output. Agree? This is output.